Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Verse 1, Chapter 4, Text 1, Transcendental Knowledge. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Imam Vivashvate Yogam Proktavam Aham Avyayam Vivashvan Manave Praha Manur Ishvakave Bravit.
Hare Krishna, everyone. The personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vivashvan, and Vivashvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu is in turn instructed to Ishiku.
Text 2. Evam parampara praptam imam rajasya yo viduhu sakalaneha mahata yogo nastaha parantapa.
This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and in saintly kings understood it in the way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost.
Sa evayam maya tedya yoga prokta puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etad uttamam.
That very ancient science of the relation with the Supreme is today told by me to you, because you are my devotee as well as my friend, and can therefore understand the transcendental. Sorry, it's really blurry, the screen. I can't. Mystery of this science.
Is it blurry?
Yeah, very blurry.
Okay, let me see.
For me, it's okay, but
Okay. Okay. Still is very blurry. Oh, that's better. Okay. It's fine, Prabhuji.
sorry, did you finish, Mataji?
Yes, I did. Yes, yes, thank you.
Text 4. Arjuna vacha aparam bhavato janma param janma vivashvatah katham etat vijanniyam tavam adau proktavan iti.
Arjuna said, the sun god Vivashvan is a senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him?
Text 5. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bahuni Viyatitani Janmani Tava Charjuna Tanyaham Veda Sarvani Natvam Vetha Parantapa.
The personality of Godhead said, many, many births, both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot. O subduer of the enemy.
Text 6. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakritim svam adhistaya sambhavami atmaya.
Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form.
Text 7. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam shujamyaham.
Whenever and wherever there is a decline of religious practice, O dissented Bharata, and a predominant rise of a religion, at that time I descend myself.
Text 8. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashya cha duskritam dharma samastapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge.
To deliver the precious and the annihilate of miscreant, as well as re-establish the principle of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium.
Text 9. Janma karma cha me divyam. There's the black square.
It's gone now.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punar janma neti mam eti sarjuna.
One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities do not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna.
Text 10. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mam upashritaha bahavo jnana tapassa puta madbhavam agataha.
Being freed from the attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me, and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by the knowledge of me, and thus they are all attained transcendental love for me.
Text 11. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tamstatheva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manusya partha sarvasaha.
As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha.
Text 12. Kankshantaha karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja.
Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, man gets results from the fruitive work in this world.
Text 13. Chaturvarnyam maya shristam guna karma vibhagasaha tasya kartaram api mam vidya akartaram avyayam.
According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of the system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer and being unchangeable.
Text 14. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spriha iti mam yo bhijanati karma bhirna sabhadyate.
There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work.
Text 15. Evam jnanatva kritam karma purver api mumukshubhi kuru karmeva tasmat tvam purve purvataram kritam.
All the liberated souls are in ancient time acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps.
Text 16. Kim karma kim akarmeti kavyayopi atra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshami yajñatva muksyasye subhat.
Even the intelligent are bewildered in the determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what is action, what is action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune.
Text 17. Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam kohanna karmano gatihi.
The intricacy of actions are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is.
Text 18. Karmani akarma yaha pasyed akarmani cha karma yaha sa buddhiman manisheshu sa yuktaha Krishna karma krit.
One who sees inaction in action and action in action is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities.
Text 19. Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varijjata jnanagni dagda karmanam tam uhu panditam buddha.
One is understood to be in full knowledge who every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. He is said by sages to be a worker for whom the reaction of work has been burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge.
Text 20. Tyatva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayah karmani abhipravartopi neva kinchit karoti saha.
Abandoning all the attachments to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings.
Text 21. Nirashiryata chittatma yakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvanapnoti kilipsham.
Such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence, perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, acts only for the bare necessity of life. Thus working, he is not affected by sinful reactions.
Text 22. Yadra chalapa santushto dvanvatito vimatsaraha samah siddhava asidho cha kritvapi na nibhadyate.
He who is satisfied with gain, which comes of its own accord, who is free from duality and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled, although performing actions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Gita Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for your recitation.
Thank you for the opportunity to recite these beautiful verses.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. It's so lovely to have recite on Ekadashi. Thank you very much.
Krishna. So, dear devotees, it is indeed our good fortune to be able to come together on this auspicious day of Ram Ekadasi to read and discuss Bhagavad Gita. And today we continue with chapter number 4, entitled Transcendental Knowledge. If there's any of you are joining us for the first time, a warm welcome to you to this chat session. We get together every day to discuss Bhagavad Gita. This being Ram Ekadasi, it's also a day of particular significance. Does anyone know why Ram Ekadasi is so significant for us within ISKCON? I'll tell you. On the 10th of November, 1964, on the auspicious day of Ram Ekadasi in Juhu, Bombay, Srila Prabhupada completed his translation of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It was a very, very joyous occasion, and Srila Prabhupada told the devotees they should prepare a feast and have a feast. And those of you who have Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, I would urge you to read Srila Prabhupada's concluding words. It is indeed most beautiful, and it conveys the joy and the excitement of this occasion of Sri Chaitanya. It is a momentous occasion, this most beautiful of all literatures being completed. So we'll continue today, and we shall be studying number 14. So let me share my screen again. And I need to just go up and in advanced view, activate synonyms. Okay, so we'll recite the Mangalacharanam Prayers. You can also join in with me behind muted mics. Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmalitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutan Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutidevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nama Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadishatadini. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So text number 14. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spriha iti mam yo bijanati karma birna sabhajyate. The word for word synonyms. Na, never. Mam, me. Karmani, all kinds of work. Limpanti, do affect. Na, no. Me,
How long does the hot water take to come?
karma phale, in fruit of action. Spriha, aspiration. Iti, thus. Mam, me. Yaha, one who. Abhijanati, does know. Karma be, by the reaction of such work. Na, never. Sa, he. Bhadyate, becomes entangled. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me does not become entangled in the fruit reactions of work. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As there are constitutional laws in the material world stating that the king can do no wrong, or that the king is not subject to the state laws, similarly the Lord, although he is the creator of this material world, is not affected by the activities of the material world. He creates and remains aloof from the creation, whereas the living entities are entangled in the fruitive results of material activities because of their propensity for lording it over material resources. The proprietor of an establishment is not responsible for the right and wrong activities of the workers, but the workers are themselves responsible. The living entities are engaged in their respective activities of sense gratification, and these activities are not ordained by the Lord. For advancement of sense gratification, the living entities are engaged in the work of this world, and they aspire to heavenly happiness after death. The Lord, being full in himself, has no attraction for so-called heavenly happiness. The heavenly demigods are only his engaged servants. The proprietor never desires the low-grade happiness such as the workers may desire. He is aloof from the material actions and reactions. For example, the rains are not responsible for different types of vegetation that appear on the earth. Although without such rains, there is no possibility of vegetative growth. Vedic Smriti confirms this fact as follows. Nimitta matram eva so shriyanam sarga karmani pradhan karani bhuta yatova shrijya saktayaha. In the material creations, the Lord is the only supreme cause. The immediate cause is material nature, by which the cosmic manifestation is made visible. The created beings are of many varieties, such as the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. And all of them are subject to the reactions of their past good or bad activities. The Lord only gives them the proper facilities for such activities and the regulations of the modes of nature, but He is never responsible for their past and present activities. In the Vedanta Sutra 2.134, it is confirmed, Vaisamya nair grine na sapek sattvat. The Lord is never partial to any living entity. The living entity is responsible for his own acts. The Lord only gives him facilities through the agency of material nature, the external energy. Anyone who is fully conversant with all the intricacies of this law of karma or fruit of activities does not become affected by the results of his activities. In other words, the person who understands this transcendental nature of the Lord is an experienced man in Krishna consciousness, and thus he is never subjected to the laws of karma. One who does not know the transcendental nature of the Lord and who thinks that the activities of the Lord are aimed at fruitive results, as are the activities of the ordinary living entities, certainly becomes entangled himself in fruitive reactions. But one who knows the supreme truth is liberated, is a liberated soul fixed in Krishna consciousness. This is a really nice verse, very relevant. We shall try to discuss. So the translation, there is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. So in these chapters that we are studying, the Lord is imparting very important instructions to us. Krishna wants us to become happy. As long as we are in the material world, caught up in the network of our karma, we can never become happy because we'll always have to take birth to realize either the good reactions of our good karma or the bad reactions of our bad karma. And Krishna knows that the living entities are trapped because every time the living entity works, there has to be a reaction. So Krishna has made a proposal in these chapters of the Bhagavad Gita of how we can become free from the reactions of our work. And how, as Krishna said, we do that? Krishna's proposition is simply work without any desire for the results of your work and dedicate that work to me. So this is the Lord's proposal in describing karma yoga, that we should work without any desire for the results of our work, and we should dedicate that work to Him. And in this way, there'll be no karma. So on the surface, it seems a very nice proposition. But in practice, it's a very difficult proposition. Why? Because it's the nature of the conditioned soul to want to find happiness. And the conditioned soul works because the conditioned soul, us, we think by working, we can get happiness. Isn't that so? Although we read and all about karma yoga. It's very nice. You simply work without the desire for the results of your work. But in practice, it's not an easy proposition. Because by nature, we are not happy. And we think that we can become happy if we work in a certain way. We get certain results, and those results will make us happy. So to propose for one who is not happy to work in this way, it's not very easy. So one may wonder, why is it that Krishna talks about himself? And you see, this is happening twice. So I will share with you how Krishna does this twice, in the previous verse and in this verse also. So in chapter number 3, the 22nd verse, Krishna says, O son of Pritha, there is no work prescribed for me within all 3 planetary systems, nor am I in want of anything, nor have I in need to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in prescribed duties. And here again in this verse, Krishna says, there is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruit of the actions of work. So why does Krishna bring himself in the picture? He is addressing the conditioned souls. Why does Krishna bring himself into the picture when he's describing work and becoming free from the reactions of work? Has anyone got any intuition or suggestion of why Krishna is doing this?
Hare Krishna, Vrindavan, Chandra, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Palik.
My understanding is that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he's our protector. He's doing everything for us. So like in the father in the family, he has to set the example for us to follow him if he wants us to be happy. So similarly, Krishna also does, because he's above everything. So he's setting example for us. This is what I'm understanding, so that we can try to follow his good step the way we are capable of.
Thank you for that, Palika Mataji. You are correct, but I just want to go a little more deeper, but we'll discuss it. You're correct. I just want to delve a little deeper into what you just said. Anyone else likes?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Humble obeisances to you. May I guess as well, please?
Certainly.
I think Krishna is above the 3 modes of material nature. So he is, it strongly comes out in this verse that everybody else is under the 3 modes. Obviously, the pure devotees are not, but everybody else is under the 3 modes. But Krishna is above the 3 modes. So that's all. Nothing is, he's above the 3 modes. So that's what he's trying to say, and we have to learn that. And many, all these impersonalists and all of them, they think Krishna has a material body or whatever. They have to understand. So it's clear in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna is transcendental.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Nice what you said. Very nice. Anyone else likes to share their?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I just want to add one more point, maybe if he's not sharing this kind of information, living in this, thinking that he is also among us, he is also one among us. So they think like Lord Ram, where the people raise a lot of questions on Lord Ram activities, Lord Krishna's activities, thinking that he's also one among us. So what great he is. From when we come like Shishupal, we have seen Duryodhan when he has got the display of Krishna avatar, still he could not identify. He said that he is only a magician. He is nothing. So Krishna wants to clear that I am not one among you, but I am the creator of the creation. I felt like that, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you for sharing that realization. All right, I will share some realization of this, why Lord Krishna is speaking about himself. So there are two types of people at work. One is not happy, is not fulfilled, and works with the aim of becoming fulfilled, becoming happy by that work, meaning the results of that work or by work itself. But mainly it's the results of that work, because there are very few people that just get complete satisfaction just by the work. If you tell them we don't pay you, you work, they wouldn't do it. So that's one class of person. So the second class of person is already happy, is already completely satisfied. And they do not work to get something, to get any happiness. They simply work for the pleasure of the work, for some purpose. So Krishna is giving his example here. Krishna is saying, I am fully satisfied. I don't need to work, but I work. And when I work, no karma can touch me, because I'm completely self-satisfied. So Krishna is saying, this is how you come to the stage of working without desiring the results. Now, someone may say, Krishna, it's easy for you to say. You are Atmaram. You are completely self-satisfied. You have everything. You are not in need of everything. So it's easy for you to work, Krishna, without desiring everything. But we are not like that. We are not like that. So you must understand us. There's one story of the French Queen, Marie Antoinette. So one day the ministers went to Marie Antoinette and said, there's a big problem in the kingdom. She said, what's the problem? Saying the citizens don't have bread to eat. And you know how she responded?
Yeah, they let them eat cake.
Yeah, let them eat cake. Let them eat cake.
Because she has no idea.
She has no idea, no conception of what is starvation. So it seems that Krishna is not understanding, but that's not the point. Krishna is trying to take us to a certain point here. So Krishna is trying to tell us, so how do we reach a stage whether we are so complete, we are so fulfilled, we just work, but because we're so fulfilled, we do not really feel we need the results of the work. We just do it out of a sense of duty. How do we reach that stage? This is what Krishna is instructing us in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, if you perform devotional service, if you connect with me, if you work for me, automatically you will feel completely fulfilled. You'll feel completely happy. His Holiness Satyanandan Swami gives a very nice analogy. He says, in our heart, when our heart is full of Krishna, we are completely self-satisfied, like the liberated souls are called Atmaramas. That they are completely satisfied, they do not feel the need for anything. But the conditioned soul, we have chased Krishna from our heart. We said, Krishna, I don't need you. I don't need you, so you don't need to stay here. You can go away. And when Krishna goes, because Krishna is everything, when Krishna is in our heart, because Krishna is everything, the heart is completely full, completely saturated with happiness, with fulfillment. And when we chase Krishna from our heart, the space that Krishna leaves is also infinite. So no matter what we try to do to be satisfied, to be happy, we will never, ever be satisfied. Therefore, one who is not Krishna conscious, it is impossible for them to work without desiring the fruit of results, because it's vacant. There are desires. There is no Krishna there. So when they work, we want the results of our work because we think we will get happiness from that. But one who has Krishna, one who has Krishna in their heart becomes completely full. Like in the Bhagavatam, it says, simply by watering the root of the tree becomes completely nourished. The moment we serve Krishna, I'm sure many of us, we have this experience. We perform devotional service to Krishna, the Guru, and the Vaishnavas. And sometimes we serve. We may be hungry the whole day, we're all day in the kitchen. And we'll serve, we'll offer to Krishna, then we'll serve the spiritual master, we'll serve the Vaishnavas. And after serving them, although we've not eaten the whole day, how do we feel? I'm so satisfied. Actually, I'm not hungry. I don't even feel like I want to eat. I am so satisfied. Because when we serve Krishna, automatically we become happy. We become satisfied. So Krishna is telling us through this process of karma yoga, which he's describing here, work for me in devotion. And what would happen when you do that? What will happen? You will become fully satisfied. And then when you are fully satisfied, you can work and automatically you will not desire the results. And Krishna says, that's how I am. I work, but no work contaminates me in the sense that there's no reaction. And neither do I aspire for the fruits of work. And Krishna says, one who understands this truth about me does not become bound in the reactions of work. So Krishna says, if you understand my situation and you do like that, you become satisfied. And what's the means to become completely satisfied? That's the process of working for Krishna, the process of bhakti yoga. So this is the deeper meaning of these verses where Krishna is speaking about himself. Krishna is not boasting. He's not boasting about himself. He's giving us an example, saying, you come, you connect with me. And when you connect with me, that is the time, the only time you will be so full, so complete. And then what happens? Just like a drunk man, he feels so happy by taking the intoxication. What does he do? He sings and dances. In the Bhagavad Gita, people actually misunderstand Krishna. Krishna says, give up all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. Give up desiring the fruits of your work and give them up to me. It's like Krishna is almost like a Hitler. You must do this for me. That's how you become free. No, Krishna is not in need of anything. He doesn't need our service. He doesn't need our offerings. He doesn't need anything. But he's inviting us. He's inviting us to say, you connect with me. You work for me, and you will become completely satisfied, because this is how we become happy. People are searching for happiness. Krishna consciousness simply means we do not try for happiness in our own way. We just strive for Krishna's happiness. And we have full faith, we have full confidence that if we make Krishna happy, automatically we will be completely happy ourselves. This is what the process of Bhakti Yoga. Just worry about Krishna's happiness. Don't think about our own happiness. And automatically, everything will fit into place. In one sense, this is the very simple instructions of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is teaching us that as long as you remain in karma, getting the reactions, you will be caught like an insect trapped in a spider's web. And there is a very simple method and process to become free from karma. And this is it. Go for Krishna. Does that make sense, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna, Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu, can I please try to understand you? Is that okay?
Yes, sure.
What I understand you, that we've been shown the process of the devotional service. Now by the devotional service, when we are purified in our heart, I mean all our anartha in our heart, all the unwanted debris removed, then at that time we can serve Krishna through pure devotional service. And then actually when we do pure devotional service without any motivation, just to please Krishna, like a mother serve the little baby without any desire, just to please. I mean, it is a little bit different than what we do with the pure devotional service. Then Krishna is pleased and he reciprocates with us. That because he will feel so happy. That means Krishna is really reciprocating with us. At that time, you have no hankering of anything of yourself. You just want to please Krishna. And because we please Krishna, and Krishna then reciprocate with us for us to be happy, I think that's when actually you have no desire of yourself, and you're just happy because you are completely surrendered to Krishna, and he will reciprocate with us with that, so we will have no desire. This is my understanding. I don't know if that is okay.
Yes, that's correct. I just want to add one thing. It's not that we have to be completely pure. Even if we have anarthas.
Yeah.
But if our intention is there, that I want to please Krishna, I want to please you by this work, and I would like to use the fruits of my work to serve you, with the fruits of what my work, I like to serve you, then our heart starts to become full again. And the more, even it may start with 10% fullness, that already starts the process of becoming free from the results of our work. And the more and more we become full, that means the more and more we advance in devotional service. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made it even simpler. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, two things happen. One, we become cleansed of the desires to enjoy the fruit. And secondly, we become satisfied because Krishna
is satisfied.
Yeah, Krishna is not different. So by the simple process of chanting the holy names of Krishna, we can become so full, so fulfilled, so complete that automatically we start the results of our work done. And this way we become free of the reactions. And also the holy name itself, but we do not chant the holy name to become free of sinful reactions. But the holy name is so powerful that simply by contact with the holy name, we also become free from this anarthas and desires.
Thank you so much. Indeed. It was really wonderful. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. So, yeah, it is so interesting. I used to always think, why does Krishna start talking about himself? You know, he's describing karma yoga. Why does Krishna talk about himself? Because it's sort of, there's a very, very important reason why the Lord does that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wonderful. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So there's a few questions. Let's see. Hare Krishna Surabhi. Pranam, the Lord, the verse says the Lord is impartial. How can we superimpose this on real life to see it actually? And it states that he is not responsible for our past, present actions. Is he indirectly responsible? No. Krishna is impartial. I hope I understood your question correctly. So you asked.
Yes, in real life, actually, we see a lot of disparities actually in real life. So how can we really say that he's impartial? I mean, I'm trying to understand that. Sorry.
Okay, give me one example of a disparity you see.
Oh, the haves and the have-nots, and different things going on, and
I
just
think
in
I
general.
think I understand. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if we look at the world today,
Yeah, just the real world actually. I'm not talking about too much of Gita or stuff. I'm just trying to understand it from my point of view, very, very real life world. Sorry. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Pranam.
Pranam. So I think what you are meaning, if I've understood you correctly, we see so many people, they just like happiness and life's gifts just come to them automatically. And others, it's everything seems to be a struggle. So it would
That's what I meant. Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it would seem externally that there's not impartiality, that some are being benedicted in a better way and some people are being deprived. But this is the whole thing, a point that Krishna is making, Surabhi Mataji. He's saying that he doesn't interfere. People through their good actions develop good karma. And people through their bad actions, they develop bad karma. And Krishna doesn't interfere for that. So when someone is being externally seems to be really prospering, it's not because Krishna is favoring one or the other. It's simply one person is reaping their good results and the other person is reaping the bad karma. So Krishna is completely impartial there. But he says in the Gita, he does not remain impartial when it comes to his devotee. He personally intervenes to try to help the devotee achieve the transcendental position. So, although in one sense, one may say, we say not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of Krishna.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
So not a blade of grass. So
everything.
Yeah. So Krishna is sanctioning it from an impartial point of view. Yes. You got your good karma. Yes, you have to receive. He doesn't interfere, but he sanctions it. He sanctions it in a neutral way. So that's the point.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, but what if the actions are, motivated by some things that are not under our control, like it's just been given to us, and in reaction to that, we may get angry or just do a supposedly, bad action, or, just, how are the actions independent of Krishna? I mean, If I'm trying to understand.
We have our independence, and like sometimes you
How
may,
much of a free will, I mean, if everything is preset, or how much of a free will is involved? Because some things are now beyond our control, and it's been just thrown in our face, zoop, so, and the way we react to it. So those actions are, of course, ours, bad, good, whatever. But the situation that creates those actions, trying to understand how is it totally independent of the supreme power.
no, they're
How much
not.
of free will is there?
How much of free will there? That's a very good question. Prabhupada says in his teachings, and the Vedic literature says, the only real free will we have is either to serve Krishna or not to serve Krishna. Just like it said, the moment you are born, you are destined for so much of happiness, you are destined for so much of sadness. You can't change that in one sense without becoming Krishna conscious. So that's almost like predestined. The only real free will we have according to our scriptures is to serve Krishna or not serve Krishna.
Okay.
Otherwise, our karmas are there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
There's a comment by Gita. Such a nice meditation on karma yoga. If we're already full from bhakti, then we don't seek fruit to results through our work. Yes, Gita, that's sort of the essence of what Krishna is trying to tell us, which is, in one sense, is almost like a very simple, but a very profound instruction, because it's always, this proposition of Krishna's to become free from the desire for the results. It's not a very easy proposition in one sense, but when we understand it in this context, then everything just fits together, it seems. Any other comments, questions, reflections that anyone has?
Can I share a reflection, Prabhu?
Yes, sure. Please do, Chaitanya Chandra Chaitanya Prabhu.
Yes, when Krishna says, don't aspire for the fruits of a work, then a man will say, I got a family, I got to maintain them, I want to send them to school, I need to have earnings, so I can look after them. What am I supposed to do? People in general will think like that because they're so attached to the results of their work. So, I think Krishna is trying to say here, the basic thing Krishna is trying to tell us that it is love which attracts Krishna to us. Love, that we're serving him in love, and he wants to reciprocate in the same way, loving him. But people in general don't know that.
That's true. That's true. We should not understand that, when one becomes a devotee, one does not, if one is a parent or one is a wife or a husband, one does not do one's duty. The point is, one will do one's duty very nicely. Externally we'll work, but internally our consciousness is different. I've been reading some verses recently, and especially the last purport of the ninth chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela. It is a very, very powerful. Srila Prabhupada says, simply by going through life always with the consciousness, I am eternal servant of Krishna. I am servant of Krishna. Prabhupada says, simply by maintaining this mood, we are liberated. We're already liberated. So if we always remember, no matter what we do, my real position is I'm servant of Krishna. But still, externally, according to the body, I'm a father or whatever. We work very nice, we work very dutifully, but we are detached. We are detached, internally detached. So thank you for sharing that, Chandra Chaitanya Prabhu.
Yes, thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Any other
Hare
questions, comments, or reflections? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. I really loved the fact that when you said that when we serve Krishna, because Krishna is full, Krishna is complete, our heart is full, like infinite satisfaction. And when we chuck Krishna away, Krishna is not there in our heart. No matter what we do in the world, we are the world leader, like they're attending the summit or whatever. So even if we do whatever the best thing in the world, we will never be satisfied, because Krishna is infinite. There is an infinite vacuum there. So I
Yeah.
love that point so much.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
when he's not there, it's an infinite vacuum. But when Krishna is here, he's also full. The heart is so full, you feel like it's going to burst. You're
Yes.
so satisfied, just so satisfied.
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji. That's why there are so many examples when Krishna notices, or when Rama or Krishna notices the little bit that like in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya notices Dukhi, who
Yes.
was helping. She was just helping, and everybody was doing bigger things. But Lord Chaitanya notices her. Then Lord Rama notices Sabri, who was in so much awe that she was giving tasting the fruit and giving to Lord Rama. So Krishna notices that, and our heart is so full. And when we don't have Krishna, there's nothing. It's all vacuum.
Yes.
Thank you so
Very
much.
nice. Thank you for sharing that reflection.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else has any realizations or reflections they'd like to share? All right. I hope what was spoken today makes sense to you. It's an important point. So we'll conclude today's session by offering Vaishnava pranams to all the devotees. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who can fulfill the desires of everyone just like desire to, and they're full of compassion for all the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpa
कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
Ananta Koti Vaishnava.
वृंद की
Hare
Thank you,
Thank you so
Prabhuji.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you.
Hare Krishna.
For the wonderful.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna. Srila
Prabhuji.
Prabhupada
Hare
ki
Krishna.
jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Lovely
Prabhuji.
class. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.